So where were we? We were talking about
Visibility.
being heard, being visible. Okay, so everybody understand that when I say I choose to be visible,
I choose to be visible.
I can be visible.
I can be visible.
No. Okay. I would say that that's, if not the linchpin decision, I would say that's a very important decision. Because being visible does what? When you're visible, what can happen?
You can be seen.
And you can be seen, then what?
You can be noticed.
Then what?
And if you notice,
What things happen, right? You
Okay,
can move.
yeah.
You can move mountains. You can change the world. You could be a politician if you ever wanted to do that road. You can do anything. Okay, now here's the key. Also in the discovery process, you want to make sure that you're hitting on the right thing. What would be a very good reason not to be visible? In other words, your subconscious being has chosen not to be visible. What would be a very good reason not to be visible? Sadie.
you're saying I, as a child, chose that? Even though my father? Okay,
Yeah, you made a decision not to be visible. That you made a decision actually that you can't be visible until your father or somebody, authority figure, pays attention to you or notices you. In other words, you made a decision that you cannot be visible without the permission of someone else.
Okay. You're asking me the question.
And what would be a very good reason to make that decision? April?
So in the discovery, you ask them what would be a very good reason for whatever their statement is.
Right.
Okay.
You ask them what would be a very good
What's
reason
the
for
very-
maintaining this, what we might think of as a dysfunctional
Yeah.
situation, okay? Or a situation you don't want. What's a very good reason for not being visible? What's a very good reason why you would want to be invisible unless you get permission to be visible? Hard to think of one, isn't it? But see, the conscious mind doesn't want to go there. That's why we're split.
You cannot. You all have to be the same. If you're visible, you won't be the same.
Ah, that's a good point. So if you're visible, what happens? You stand out and what?
He wouldn't like that.
Displease your father, right?
Right. Okay.
So if you're visible without his permission, guess what? You're noticed and you're above all the others at that moment, aren't you?
And in trouble.
And in trouble, deep trouble. Right? Right?
So then the very good reason for not being seen is not to be in trouble.
Yeah, this is true.
This is true.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what would be, say, okay, so let's make a statement that if this statement were true, you could be visible without permission anytime you want. Maybe that's the statement. See, I can be visible without permission anytime I want, anytime I choose.
I can be visible anytime I want to and what was the rest?
Without
Permission.
Without permission. Let's use her words because her words are more important. All right. So how would you?
Trouble is.
All right.
the
So
thing
what would
I'm
be the
doing
state?
something right is really resonating. So
Okay.
I'm like,
So
okay.
all right. So it's safe to be visible without permission.
I like the word. It's safe to be visible and. The second part. It's safe to be visible and I don't want to use not and get in trouble. What's the positive?
Well, being safe means you're
Just
not
being
getting in
safe.
trouble.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Safe would keep you out of trouble, right? You're not in trouble. You're safe, right?
But there's an issue with right and wrong. So
Okay.
that's what the trouble is. Always, right and wrong for being wrong. Okay, so.
Okay. So what would
So
be a
safe-
statement that if you could make that statement, that would not be an issue, right or wrong?
I'm wondering if
Could you say it's safe to be visible and right?
Could I say that?
It's safe to be visible and right all the time.
Right, all the time.
It's
It's safe to be visible and right all the time.
No, Daddy will come along and whack
Okay.
it. Right.
Okay.
Access is available to change this program.
Are you going to the next problem?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody's safe? I know
Okay.
you're ready to.
Okay,
everybody, we're
all right, so
transitioning.
what we're doing in discovery now is we're discovering also if she has access. Okay. We're not in the access phase yet. We're still discovering whether or not she has access. So Say access is available to change this program.
Access is available to change this program.
Oh. I allow Sedi access to change this
I
program.
allow Sedi access to change this program.
Oh. Yeah, you and your child are on the same page. That's good. That's good. Does everybody see that?
Okay, so that's part of the discovery, making sure. So that's the linchpin decision.
That's
That's
a
the statement.
yes.
That was
Yeah,
my
so
message.
if you could get, if this statement were true, I can be safe. Read the statement back.
I can be safe and right all the
all
time.
the time. Oh, anytime I do it.
Okay. So if that were true, this problem wouldn't exist, would it?
Absolutely, correct.
So I would call that a linchpin decision. Okay. Does everybody see how we got there? Okay, we're back here, afternoon session. We're going to do a session with Sadie, who had, what was your issue before, Sadie, that you...
It is safe to be visible and right all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
Okay, so what we did was we've gone through the interview. We found out she didn't feel heard. Okay. Well, that's an interesting switch, see, because she wasn't feeling heard. She switched modalities from being heard to being seen. You notice how, I don't know if anybody knew that you weren't here when we started the process, but there's an interesting transition from feeling heard to being invisible. Did you pick up on that?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I noticed I changed. Yeah.
Right, you changed modalities there. Went from one sense to the other, which means that she thinks about it one way and she feels it another way. So her linchpin was actually, it's safe to be seen and right all the time. And access is available to change the program. And so we instantly tested for access. This is all part of the discovery. So we're discovering access is available to change this program. I allow Sedi access. Both of those were yes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Which is a good thing because that means there's less work. That means it'll go quicker. That means it's smooth sailing. That doesn't mean the work is done. Close your eyes, Sadie. This is not the resolution phase yet. We're still in the access phase. Because what you want to do is go back to the very first time you remember having this experience. First of all, is close your eyes and feel that inside. When you think about being visible and being right, just making your statement being right and being visible and being seen by your father, where do you feel that in your body? Okay. Also, I think it's important to add in the presence of my father here because he's the one that made the rules. I think we'll test for that when we come out, but I'm just adding that element because that was a crucial element of the decision, I think.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Present and mother. Okay.
Well, we can do.
I can do
be
this
safe.
statement.
I can be safe, visible, and present. And present.
I can be safe, visible, and present in presence of my mother.
Yeah, mother's not the issue.
No, I just want to test it. Just to
Good. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so close your
I can be
eyes.
safe. Okay.
All right, we're still in the access phase because what we're doing is accessing that decision. So go back, feel it. I think it's in your chest, right? Go back to the very first time. It may not be the first time, but the first time you remember feeling this, where it's not safe, and you can't be right, it's dangerous to be visible. Just go back to that very first time you remember feeling that, where it's really intense in your body. Let me know when you're there. Yeah. So what was happening?
Go to the store to buy some clothes, and he said, line them all up.
Mm-hmm.
And
What's happening?
my mother trying to talk my father into just buying these frilly socks.
Mm-hmm. And what happened?
And just a feeling of just not.
Your mother made you visible suddenly, right? And then what happened?
Because the boys' things were cheaper than the girls' things, so that was his argument. And her saying, "Well, she's a girl."
And he didn't care, or he didn't listen.
It's not a priority.
Right. Okay. All right, Sadie, what I want you to do is I want you to just open the door. I want you to go back to that little girl the way you are right now, okay? I want you to just drop in on her. Again, this is all part of the access process. I want you to drop in on that little girl. And I want you to get down in front of her. First of all, I want you to move all those boys out of the way, okay? And just get down to that little girl and come between that little girl and her father, okay? Just tell them to stand over there. Just get down to that little girl and look her in the eye and say, I'm so sorry I left you here all alone by yourself. I apologize. Please forgive me that I left you all alone here. I didn't know how much you needed me, and I apologize for that. I'm here now, and I will stay here for as long as you need me. Is that okay? And tell that little girl, you see those socks over there, those frilly socks? I'm going to buy them for you. Take the little girl in the store and sit her down and buy her those socks. Put them on her.
I'm going to buy her anything she wants.
Buy her anything she wants. A little frilly dress, little pink socks, little tap shoes, whatever she wants to buy.
Rags, bows, the whole...
Right. Just buy her whatever you want to buy her. Whatever she wants, buy her. Okay?
It's not about the things.
What does that little girl need from you right now?
She needs validation. She needs to be seen. She needs to be valued in that she matters.
Okay, what I want you to do is I just want you to get her all frilly dressed up, okay? And she says, look, I'm going to take you outside and I'm going to present you to your family. Because you're a very special little girl, and I want you to know that. Is she willing to feel safe in your presence?
Some hesitation.
All right, ask her what she needs in order to feel safe. And you're there for her, okay? And you're buying her whatever she wants, whatever she needs, and you're presenting her again to her family. And you're always going to be with her. You're not going to leave again. So you're not going to leave and then they'll abuse her again. You're going to be there from now on with her. Let the family come in slowly and her father's just sort of grumping about and you say, look, this is just the way it is from now on. Okay. I'm taking care of this little girl. She's still your daughter, but I'm taking care of her. You don't have to buy her anything. I'll buy it for her. But you treat her with respect. You treat her as a little girl. And you enjoy the fact that she's a little girl. In other words, stand up for her.
He just didn't know. He just doesn't understand. So it's no.
Okay,
It's not
he doesn't understand. And tell that little girl, your dad's not going to understand.
No, I'm saying he didn't know. He's listening.
Oh, he's
But
listening now.
he didn't mean it. That's just the programming.
Okay, so tell your father. Tell your father says, well, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. I didn't know you were capable of that. Thank you for listening. Okay?
He just didn't know.
Okay. So tell him this hurt that little girl. And I'm just letting you know that. I'm not going to let her get hurt anymore. Does he get that? Okay, so ask that little girl if she's willing to come with you to a very special place, a place of decision where she can make a new decision that is safe, to be visible and to be right and get what she wants all the time in the presence of her father. So what you're going to do is take little Sadie to make a new decision. She hasn't made the decision yet, okay? Okay, is she willing to come with you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so take your child by the hand and go up to a place somewhere there's a very colorful rainbow path leading off into the distance. And take your child by the hand, little Sadie, and if you want, you can have her whole family in back of you, just sort of following along. They're not there, but they're just sort of following to see what's happening. And begin to walk down this path. At the end of that path, you and the child, little Sadie, begin to notice there's a very large, elaborate gate at the end. And it begins to open, very slowly at first. And you notice there's a very bright light on the other side of the plane. Or excuse me, the other side of the gate. As the gate opens more and more, you notice the light gets brighter and brighter until finally it's completely open and the light shines on both of you, or all of you actually. And you're covered with this brightness from top to bottom, head to toe. Now what I want you to do is squeeze little Sadie's hand as you walk towards this light and explain to the child that this is a place of decision and that she will have an opportunity to make a new decision on the other side. Explain that as soon as she gets to the threshold and steps over to the other side, she will have made a new decision that it's safe to be visible, right, and get what she wants, even in the presence of her father. So finally you reach the threshold and say to the child, whenever you're ready, step over this threshold and I'll follow. Then tell me when the child does this.
Is it important for me to see her as well as feel her, or no?
Well, when she makes that decision, yeah, you need to see her step over. She needs to acknowledge that she stepped over.
Okay.
Okay, she stepped over. Good. Good. Now cross the threshold with her. Get down and look at her in the eyes and say to her, thank you, little Sadie, for making this new decision. Thank you for having the courage to do this. I need you and couldn't do it without you. Then, as you're with her, open up your heart and ask this child to come inside. Tell her that you'll protect her from now on and that she will have your support and help at all times. Tell her that she only needs to ask and you'll provide as best you can what she needs, no matter what that is. Then seal up your heart. Feel her inside, happy and fulfilled. Then you want to go to the edge of this place and look down to see the earth as a small globe below with a silver cord running down from this place. At some point, make a decision to jump onto this cord and glide towards the earth. It gets bigger and bigger the closer you get until finally you zip by the clouds through the top of the roof, through the top of your head, into your head, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, abdomen, hips, thighs, knees, legs, ankles, and feet. Then feel the earth beneath your feet as the energy shoots down and connects to the center of the earth and then shoots back up through your feet, legs, thighs, and into your solar plexus, where the energy creates a vortex of purple light that begins to circulate throughout your body, all the tissues, cells, and organs of the body, with a new decision. It's safe to be visible, get what I want, and be right in the presence of my Father. And with this new decision firmly established throughout your body, all the tissues, cells, and organs, take a deep breath and then slowly open it up.
Very interesting. I saw the closer we got to the gate, I'm trying to see the features. That's why I was asking how important was it to see her before stepping over. After she made the decision, then I could see her.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Good work.
Wow.
Check and see. Okay.
It's safe to be visible, safe, and right in the presence of my Father all the time.
Oh. I can get what I want in the presence of my Father all the time.
I can get what I want in the presence of my Father all the time.
Good. You see what I did? I just basically took the script. I didn't think a whole lot. I just took the script, right? So I've written it down for you. How did it feel, Steve?
Great. Once we always cross over, I'm ready to fly back down here. But I was just going. That's what I was talking. I'm like, oh my gosh! I kept saying my daughter's name instead of mine. I'm like, what? And then it was only after the, like I said, crossing over could I see her and then call her my name. I mean, my name. I was like, oh, this is just weird. So I was like, wow. I couldn't see her. I just only felt her essence. And you told me to get her dressed, and I'm like, I don't even see the stuff, none of that. And I'm like, I'm calling my daughter's name? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, good work. We see you now. Does everybody see her? She's visible.
Thank you.
She has an outline. She has features.
I'm no longer a ghost.
I'm glad.
Wow.
Thank you, Sadie.
Thank you.